Alright guys, check it out. Brother Maynard here with another game for you. This is a 2,500 point game. My Demons against some High Elves. And I made some tweaks to my my tournament demon list, and so I am using some proxies in this game, so I apologize in advance for that. I really hate proxies, but you know, you just sometimes got to use them to work out the kinks. Okay, so here we go. On my left, as usual, you see I got the unit of Seekers down in the corner. And that unit has a standard bearer and a champ in there, and also I have a battle standard bearer in that unit as well, and she's got the great icon of despair. And you'll see later on in the game I'm using some kind of like little glass marker to denote which one she is until I get my my conversion all ready and out on the table. And then you see I got my general. She's a level 4 in this game, so I'm trying out some new gear setups for her. She's got 4 magic levels, and she's got Soul Hunger, Siren Song, and a Torment Blade. And I knew it was going to be a rough game when I generated her spells because I didn't roll Phantasmagoria and I didn't get any doubles. So I don't remember what spells she got, but they all pretty much suck. And then I got a unit of 6 fiends, and one of them's invisible. And then I have my level 2 flying caster. He's got the Lore of Fire. And then I have 20 demonettes full command. They have the stubborn banner in that unit, and there's no herald in there either. And the skirmishing bloodletters are what I'm using for furies. I think the fury models are disgusting, so I'm just gonna have to work something out there. I think I'm thinking some metal demonettes with some tyrannid wings on there. Look pretty good. And then I got my my unit of 24 demonettes with full command, and they have the Siren Song Herald in there. Single fiend in the woods, and then I have now that unit of flesh hounds. It looks like flesh hounds, but it's actually seekers over here on the far right, and they have a musician in there, so they're like flesh seekers. That sounds like the name of a porno flick. The flesh seekers. Okay, anyway, so here's the high elf army, right? He's got this giant unit of silver helms, and in there he's got his prince, and let's see what's his prince got. Okay, so looks like he's got he's a 2-up rerollable armor save. He's got strength 7, and the other tricks are shard, so he's real nasty. And then he's just got his battle standard bearer with a great weapon. Next to that, he's got a Tyrannot Chariot, 2 units of looks like 35-ish spear elves, and his level 4 is in the unit on the left. And his level 4 is rocking light magic, and he's got 4 board and the silver wand. Okay, and then over here he's got another Tyrannot Chariot, and that kind of like Jurassic Park looking terrain feature. We're just calling like that tree trunk thing impassable, and the rest of the base is just open ground. And then he's got 14 Swordmasters full command with the Banner of Sorcery, and then 5 Dragon Princes with the Standard Discipline. And then here's kind of a crappy picture of the table at the start of the game. So here we go. He's got the first turn, so he just kind of brings his night bus over. You can see I vanguarded my seekers up, and then he just kind of moves up like so. And then over here, he's real careful. He doesn't come up too far because he knows he's going to give me charges. I got a lot of fast stuff over here. And then his magic phase, he toasts a bunch of my demonettes with a, I think this was banishment, and then he hit the other unit with burning gaze and killed a couple of them too. So, I mean, not too bad, but I can't really sustain losses like that for too long, so I'm gonna have to do something about him. My movement looks a little something like this. I charge my keeper into the Dragon Princess, and she fails, so she just kind of moves forward 4 inches, and yeah, this looks like so. Okay, so I move the stubborn unit of demonettes into the woods, and basically just kind of giving their flank to the Swordmasters, but they'll be stubborn, and I'll be able to clear the Swordmasters off with the Fiends if they make that charge. So basically, you know, if he takes the charge, I'll just trade the demonettes for the Swordmasters, and if he doesn't, then whatever. I'm really fine with either way. You know, if he goes for it, it'd be nice to have that banner off the table. You know, that'll really help me weather his magic phases. And then over here, just kind of I take the big unit of demonettes and I go full speed ahead towards his level 4. I'm just gonna Siren Song him in and just put all the attacks I can on his level 4 and try to get rid of that guy early. And then I just block the Fiend, block the his night bus with the Fiend, so he can't charge them in as well. Just running the Seekers around the back here, just kind of dancing with the Chariot. And in my magic phase, I just throw a big fireball and fry half the Swordmasters, so that's good. Those dudes are so nasty. So overall, we're just looking like that. Okay, so in his turn, he decides not to charge the Dragon Princes in. It's kind of a long charge, a little risky, but I just thought that was interesting. I don't know why I didn't do it. Takes the Swordmasters into the flank of the Demonettes, which is fine. Like I said, they'll probably murder that unit, but I'll be able to get the Swordmasters, so I think I'm alright with that. He decides not to charge the Knights into the Fiend, which I thought was kind of funny. But then, yeah, his Siren Song is cast, and he took the Lion Chariot in as well. Or no, that's not a Lion Chariot, it's just a Tyrannok Chariot. And then up top, he just turns the Chariot up there around. And yeah, so here's after combat and instability tests. So the Demonette unit on the right, or the one on the left, is hanging on by a thread, which is fine because now I can take the Fiends in there and sort the Swordmasters out. But man, yeah, I wasn't able to kill his level 4. I don't think I even heard his level 4 on the right, and then just got the piss beaten out of me. I think in his magic phase he got up speed of light, so he's weapon skill 10 and light of battle. So yeah, that was rough. So basically that Demonette unit's going to die for no reason. I haven't played that matchup a lot before, and I really thought the Demonettes would do better, but yeah, well. Yeah, okay. Alright, so on my next turn. Alright, so I charged my general into the Dragon Princess because I got to get rid of them, and she'll make short work of them. She'll be hitting on 3s, wound on 2s with a reroll, and then he's on 6s to save him, so she'll just blow right through them, no problem. I positioned my Battle Standard Bears unit so that I'll get both the Swordmasters and the Dragon Princess with the banner, so that when I win those combats, that's, chances are they won't stick around. And then you can see up top, I really made a stupid mistake with my other Seeker unit. This picture actually shows really nicely the beautiful flank charge I just gave him with the Chariot. So yeah, that was really stupid. The whole point of the Seekers is to not give the points away like that, and that was just really dumb. That's how you learn, I guess, huh? And then, so he decided not to charge the Fiend, so I figured I just might as well pull him out of harm's way, since that Demonette unit's toast anyway. Yeah, magic. Okay, so, yeah, basically my magic strategy is the same for High Elves as it is for Dwarves, and that's just, throw 6 dice at whatever you need to cast, because you ain't getting it through otherwise. So I go ahead and throw a Flame Cage onto his Wizard's unit, so when he does wipe out the Demonettes, he won't be able to reform them, so that'll be nice. So yeah, so we go to combat, and yeah, at the end of combat, it looks like this. You can see he did end up taking the reform with his level 4 unit. I think that's because if he'd have just kept him facing that way, he wouldn't have been able to get me with Banishment or Burning Gaze. So I think that's why he decided to just move him. I don't really know for sure though. So anyway, Flame Cage kills a ton of them. And then you can see over here, so my Fiends end up beating the Swordmasters, but I couldn't kill the last one, so he's fleeing in that wood somewhere. He's in there, kind of running for his life. And then yeah, you can see the Seeker unit up top. They ended up just getting eaten by a Chariot. Yeah, so here's after his charge, his Chariot just kills him and reforms like so. That was really stupid. And this over here, this just blew my mind. Okay, so the Keeper comes in, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s with a reroll. She only kills 2 Dragon Princes. They put 2 wounds on her. So with my charge and their standard, the combat's a draw. He wins with the Musician. Like, what the crap? Are you serious? And then in the next round, she only kills 1, and it's a draw again. Musician wins. So this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so this is how things are looking. Just kind of move the Furies, end up getting zapped with some of his magic. But otherwise, this is how we're looking at the end of his turn. Okay, so going into mine, I decide to take the Fiends into the Spearman unit. Yeah, because I mean that unit's nice and small. I can kill his level 4, so that's just a good deal all around. You can see the lone sword master there fleeing. I charged him first to kind of force a flee reaction, then redirect it into the spear elves. I just wanted to push him out in front of his spears and his night bust to kind of get in the way. You can see I moved my BSB up behind the chariot out of their charge arc this time. And then my caster is down below the spear unit. Okay, so in my magic phase, I just throw 6 dice at Flaming Sword. Because when I moved the Fiends after completing the charge, my opponent started measuring his charge arc, and he asked me, he clarified that, he said, hey, my knights can see your Fiends, right? They're going to be in your flank. And I was thinking to myself, why does he care? Because I'm just going to blow through that Spearman unit and overrun out of his charge arc. And then I thought to myself, oh crap, he's got the Stubborn Crown on his level 4. Man, so I throw a Flaming Sword on the Fiends, even though they shouldn't need it, but I need to kill his level 4, because I'm thinking he's got the Stubborn Crown, and, if that's the case and I don't kill him, I'm just going to lose the Fiend unit. So that's what I do there. Okay, so it turns out he doesn't have the Stubborn Crown on his level 4, who I do kill. But it turns out he just rolls Snake Eyes on his break test. So yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, I'm just I'm trying to figure out how to reform the Fiends to get out of this. I really don't want to lose that unit. Actually, you know what I should have done? It looks okay. So here's what I should have done. I should have taken, you see the Fiend on the top right. I should have reformed the whole unit into one long rank and then just turned him to face his Knight unit. So I'd have like this conga line of Fiends facing his Knights. That way when he charged, he'd be in my front arc. He'd get maybe 2 or 3 Knights in base contact, so that's 4 Knights plus his characters. And then I got all the combat res from his Spearman. I actually might have won that combat. Damn. If any of you guys see anything that would prevent me from doing that little move, let me know, because if not, that's going straight into my toolbox. I can't believe I didn't see that. Anyway, so yeah, I just reformed the Fiends and brace for impact. And so here's, I guess, how things are looking. Okay, so in his turn, his charges, right? He obviously declares a charge with his Knights into the Fiends, and then over here, he makes the long charge with this chariot into my Fiend way over there in the woods, and he makes the charge. And when he takes his dangerous terrain test for the woods, he rolls a 1 and gets enough wounds to kill the chariot. So his chariot driver just crashed into a tree or something like that. So that was pretty funny. That's awesome. That's Lady Luck giving me a favor for that. The stupid keeper not killing dragon princes. Otherwise, it just kind of looks like that. So he takes his Knights into the Fiend unit. That sucks. And then just moves the chariot to face my battle standards unit and just kind of moves up. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this kind of like psychedelic picture angle that I'm going for. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing there. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, in the combat, right? So he ends up winning by a bunch. I think he kills my whole back rank of Fiends. And then when it came to do the instability test, I needed a 9 or below in order just to have one Fiend stick around. And that way, at this point, I think my keeper would finish off the Dragon Princess, and she could have made this charge. It was long, but she could have done it, and that would change things over here dramatically. Because his champ's dead, so he'd have to challenge me out with his general or his battle standard. And yeah, being in a challenge with her is not a place you want to be. Unless you're a Dragon Prince, of course. You could kill those to save her life. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I needed a 9 or below to stick around, and so I roll the dice, and that magic 10 pops up, so I lose the whole unit. So he just reforms his Night Bus like so. So I'm thinking, crap, what am I going to do? Alright, so on my turn, I go ahead and put my keeper on the opposite side of that like Jurassic Park looking tree stump thing. I drop the Furies in front of his chariot just to protect the keeper, because that's exactly how it would happen. You know, he would just, his impact hits would kill her, definitely. So I decided to just play it safe, put the Furies in front of the chariot, and then I put my battle standard. I just move everybody behind him so he can't charge anybody. Yeah, so here's how we're looking over here. Okay, so in his turn, I think, oh, in my magic phase, I think I throw a flame cage onto his spearman, and that's why I didn't move him. Okay, so otherwise he just kind of moves like so. His chariot charges the Furies, obviously, and then you can see that lone swordmaster still booking it towards the table edge, so that's just hilarious. I'm starting to get pissed, though. You know, he's just, this whole time, he's been rolling like 2s and 3s for his flee distance, so, you know, I'm starting to get, you know, worried that he's not going to be off the table by the end of the game, and I'm not going to get any of those points. So, yeah, I'm going to have to throw a fireball at him sooner or later. Anyway, his movement looks like so. So in my next turn, I just move. I take my fiend into the single spearman who's still messing around down here, because I might as well just get the points for that. And then I think this is my turn 5, so he's going to have one more turn after this. So I just pull the keeper over here, so she's behind his knights, so they can't get her. And then up top, I think, yeah, miraculously, his chariot fails to kill the Fury, and the Fury ends up taking the last wound off the chariot. Because earlier in one of my magic phases, I fireballed the chariot and took it down to 1 wound. So I just reformed the Fury to face the last Swordmaster, so he'll get 1 more flee move, and then I'll be able to charge him off the table. And then I just drop my Wizard over here because it's nice and safe. So in his last turn, he swift reforms with the Knights, turns them around, and then blocks them, so I can't take all 3 of these units into his Spearmen. So at this point, I talked it over with my opponent, and I said, I think this is really a tournament practice game, and so at this point in a tournament, I think I would just, I wouldn't call it, but I would just, say, just pretty much end my turn. I would charge the Fury to knock the Swordmaster off the table, and just end my turn right here. Because I'm not going to risk giving up the keeper or anything like that. And I think at this point, I have about 1,200, actually about 1,300 points on the table. He's got 11 high, 1190 or something like that. So it's pretty much a draw, at least by most tournament reckonings. So I told him I'd take the draw, but we decided to play onwards, and yeah. So I go ahead and take the keeper, the fiend, and my battle standards unit into his silver helms, and then I 6 dice flaming sword onto the battle standards unit. And yeah, so I'm thinking if I win the combat, I got the great icon of despair. I know I think he's got the stubborn crown on his. Oh no, I don't think. No, he doesn't have a stubborn crown. He's not stubborn. Okay, so if I can break steadfast, he'll I'll get all the points for that unit. That's like 1,000 points or so. Anyway, but at the end of the combat, I needed to kill 1 more to be steadfast, to break his steadfast, I mean. Yeah, so that's the end of the game right there. Anyway, yeah, so learned a lot. I've got to tighten my movement phase up if I want to keep using this army with any success. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later.